Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Between the Game Sports back. It's been a while, especially for my Facebook page. They've been keeping me from going live from some reason or another, saying that I'm sharing stuff that is not allowed to be shared, which is untrue. But that's neither here nor there. As y'all can see from the title, man, these Lakers. What is going on with these Lakers and the ongoing saga between Russell Westbrook, LeBron James, Anthony Davis, the coach, I can't think of his name, Frank Vogel, Rob Pelinka, all these guys, Jeannie Buss. There's turmoil, and people are noticing this. Of course, the fans have been noticing. They've been booing Russell. They've been booing the Lakers, and a lot of the folks are saying that the Lakers fans are spoiled. Uh, Draymond Green came out sometime this past week saying that the Lakers fans are spoiled, which may be true. The Lakers are used to winning titles on titles. They do not celebrate mediocrity. They do not celebrate division titles. And Russ has just came in and is not fit in. And for me, I knew that it was going to be a struggle off the rip because the playing styles just don't match. And now, from what I'm hearing, is there's inner issues with uh, my guy Frank Vogel. He is hesitant. If I was reading some of these articles correctly, he is hesitant in pulling Russ out the starting lineup and putting him to the benches, which is something that I said should have happened from the get-go. Russell Westbrook should have been coming off the bench from the get-go. It's just him and LeBron James' playing style does not fit. They do not work. Russ has to have the ball. But when you go play with a guy like LeBron James, who's been ball dominant his whole career, he's going to get his stats. So what Russ should have understood from the get-go is I need to come in and just be a second team guy, control that second group, push with that second group, because in that second group, he's allowed to be himself. When you're playing with LeBron James, a lot of times we've seen over the years, players are very hesitant, very hesitant to pull something off and do things when he's in the game. If he's with that second group, speaking of Russ, if he's in that second group, he could just be himself. He could still have that alpha dog mentality, whatever you want to call it. But whatever team LeBron James is on, you're going to be second fiddle a lot of times, man. And it's unfair, but it is what it is. It's work for him personally, LeBron James. It's work for him and his ability to get 4 titles of his playing style. Others may argue that he should have more. We can argue that with a lot of folks. His playing style has gotten him 4 NBA world titles. So I can't totally be upset with LeBron James and how he does things, but it is what it is. But we're going to go back to Russell Westbrook. Here's a guy who's been super talented since day one, his time in the NBA. Wasn't really a great athlete that he was in college, which is weird, man, because a lot of times you don't see guys become that super athlete late in their teenage years, man. And you can see it happening when they're younger, this and that. So he was a super athlete coming out of college. Great for the Oklahoma City Thunder. Great for that group. Him and Kevin Durant, James Harden, all those guys. And now you have him on his 4th team in 4 years, and I'm hearing that they're going to say that he's asking for to be traded next season. So now you go back to 5 teams in 5 years for a guy who's averaged a triple double for 4 years, who's been an MVP. And I've always said it, when you get traded like that, it means nobody really wants you. They don't want to deal with that. They want to deal with the talent, but they don't want to deal with what comes with it, I guess you can say. And that, doesn't seem to mesh well. It doesn't make sense, but it makes sense in the sports world. People are willing to look past your flaws because of the talent you have. But Russell Westbrook has not taken it upon himself to be a guy to understand the game of basketball because he's been super athletic. He didn't slow down to learn the game of basketball. And I've said this about Derrick Rose. Although I hate it for him, Derrick Rose really learned to play the game of basketball after his knee injury because the explosiveness was not there as much. So he had to change his game, man. And he had to learn to be a basketball player, not just an athlete playing basketball. There is a difference, man. I appreciate those who are in here, dropping in, peeking in and out. I know it's Sunday night, a lot of stuff going on. People getting ready for bed, getting ready for work tomorrow. But I just had to jump in on this topic because it's crazy to think that this guy of a Russell Westbrook type of talent, nobody wants to deal with him on the Lakers. And I think I saw a photo yesterday, yesterday on Facebook, where Russ is like walking past his guys, his teammates. Nobody wants to give him a five. And this is a photo, it might have been taken prematurely or whatever it may be, but that is a strong possibility what's going on with this dude, man. There's a strong possibility what's going on with this guy. And I'm reading the article now. It says that the coaching staff in Westbrook have had very different visions of how to best utilize him. And if Frank Vogel was a guy that understood what's happening, he would have to sit down with Russell Westbrook, say, "Hey, man, we're on the cusp of not making the playoffs. We're on the cusp of getting laughed out the league. And if it wasn't for the bubble, there wouldn't even be no discussion of them making the playoffs. I'm sorry, not the bubble, the play-in tournament. There wouldn't even be a discussion about them having playoff hopes. They're not very good. They stink." As y'all can see in the article, Russ said, "We stink." I put that up there. But they stink. And it says that they lost 11 of their last 14 games. They lost last night. I'm sorry, they won last night against the Golden State Warriors, who are a struggling team right now as well. But the Warriors are in third place, while the Lakers are in the ninth seed, I believe, at like 28 and 34 or something like that. So this shouldn't even be discussed that they should be having a chance to make the playoffs, man. Westbrook needs to be coming off the bench. He would be best utilized in that second group. And the Lakers as a whole is not really a very good team. Not really a good team. They just don't mesh. Not enough ball movement. And it's crazy because in young LeBron's career, there was a lot of ball movement. And then, when the playoffs come, things change. But uh, in his younger days, there was a lot of ball movement, in my opinion, if I remember correctly. A lot of ball movement. So I just want to understand what is really happening with these guys, with this organization. They're not getting it done. They're not playing well. Again, they won last night. LeBron went off at 56. Incredible performance. Incredible performance. He showed his butt, and they needed every single one of those points because they were down like 6 in the fourth quarter. And then he hit a three to put them at 94, 97. Then the next possession, he hit another three at 90, made it 97, 97. So that was a big performance by LeBron James last night. But these guys should not be considered for the playoffs. But because of the play-in tournament, they're going to have an opportunity. And it's crazy because they do get in. They it's a it's a scary team to kind of want to play, but they do have to win that one game. And it goes back to Russell Westbrook being able to understand, like, hey man, I have to check my ego at the door. This should have been done in the off season. Checking my ego at the door. Expectations should have been set out. This and that. Come off the bench, be in that second group, dominate that second group. Stop shooting that broke jumper. And I I'm tired of seeing Russell Westbrook shoot a bank shot. I don't know who told him this was a good jumper, man, for him. I don't know. I don't know who told him this is a good jump for him, man. Yeah, people peeking in and out, man. I appreciate it, man. I know it's Sunday night. It is what it is. If you can, hit that like button, comment, do all those things. If you like what we do on this channel, please subscribe. We'd love to hear from you. Don't be hesitant. Again, we're speaking about Russell Westbrook and his inability to understand what is happening here. When you play with LeBron James, you're going to get all of the blame. You're going to get none of the glory, but you have a chance to be a champion. So, what do you want more? Your ego, being able to play your style, or end of the day, having a chance to probably play for an NBA world title? And then, if you win that, you have cemented your legacy. Russell Westbrook is going to be in the Hall of Fame because he's the only guy in NBA history to average more than one season of a triple double, which a lot of folks thought would never happen again. And it's inflated a little bit, but I'm still gonna give him credit. Yes, it's inflated because the way the game is played now, a lot of 3-pointers are shot, a lot of bigs are shooting threes from the top of the key, from the wing in the corner. So who is left to get rebounds? Guards. A lot of guards getting rebounds. But I still give him credit for being able to accomplish that. That's a great, great task. Great task. But why can't he shake off that feeling I have to be the guy? And literally, you see it in the games. It's like he still got to get his. I have no problem with somebody getting theirs, but getting it in the flow, in the context of the game, man. Forces it a lot. He does a lot of unnecessary post up, and I've always kind of knew that he was kind of, you know, different. Try to use my words correctly, but it really, really showed 2 years ago in the bubble when they were about to get eliminated. Uh, who was he playing for? The Rockets. He playing for the Rockets, and the Lakers are about to eliminate him. And it's literally they're down like 20 or 30 in an elimination game, and he yells out, "Man, y'all better double team me. Y'all better double me." Like Russ, that picture? You not seeing the picture of that, man? I just I don't get it. Why you didn't see the picture of that? What was happening? It's crazy to me. And so we're gonna see what's gonna happen with these two guys. I think, in my honest opinion, both parties should separate. There might be a little more interest in Russell Westbrook next year again because I said he's a great talent. You know he's gonna play hard. He's gonna try to play all 82 games. He's gonna give you everything he's got. But playing hard doesn't always constitute winning. Doesn't always guarantee you winning. So people are gonna look at him. Uh, uh, Teams who have cap space, teams who are lacking in fan base because Russell Westbrook does have a huge following. He has a huge following. So teams are going to be interested. I believe this is the last year of his massive, super huge contract that he has. So teams are going to be looking, and the Lakers are going to want to find something more compatible to what LeBron James is and what Anthony Davis is. And I, you know, I can't fault Anthony Davis for getting hurt sometimes, but I do think he puts himself in a lot of positions to get hurt. So there's that. So those two guys maybe got another year of LeBron. He's going to want to try to win another championship. So it's probably best that both of these parties, Russell Westbrook, Los Angeles Lakers, find something else because this doesn't fit. And I knew it wasn't going to fit from the start. It was just a bad, bad marriage. This divorce is, hopefully it goes easily. There's be no hard feelings. This is a business. NBA is a business, folks. Don't ever get it twisted. But Russ' inability to just, and say, I just need to be a guy, not the guy. I just need to be a guy and not the guy. And he has supreme confidence in himself. That's one thing I can read. I can read people very well. And he oozes confidence. He's unbothered by a lot of stuff. The bulls, how fans be getting on him, and his shooting percentage, and his you can tell that he's unbothered by it because he hasn't sat down yet and say, you know what, maybe these turnovers that I'm having is putting my team in a very, very bad spot. A very, very he hasn't actually just, I gotta do better. I gotta control the game better. But again, I've said this time and time again. Russell Westbrook is an athlete playing point guard, not a point guard playing point guard. Point guard is very, very hard to do. There's a different type of mindset you have to have. This is why Chris Paul can get teams that nobody even thought of to play on a different type of level. The thought process of it, the time management, the game management, the understanding I need to get this person a shot here at this moment. I need to get this guy going at this moment. I need a defensive stop at this moment. It's a mindset thing, mind thing. And I don't think Russell Westbrook, he doesn't have it and he doesn't want to have it, in my opinion. An athlete playing point guard, a lot of times I've never been a fan of that. Point guards, having a true point guard is very, very special and it's pure, very, very pure. So, man, that's all I got, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think about this. Do these guys figure it out somehow, some way, and they make the playoffs and they go on a run? Do the Lakers decide to bring them back? Because Russ is only 30, 32, 33, somewhere in there. Him and Steph and all those guys about the same age. James Harden, all those guys are around the same age. So, what do these guys do? Again, if they make a run, do they bring them back? Or they miss the playoffs, miss the play-in tournament, miss the playoffs, they need to separate. Do you guys think they should separate? So y'all let me know down in the comments, man. I just have to get this off my chest again. I know it's Sunday night. I don't usually get on this time, but I'm trying to do better for you guys, bring you more content, different types of content. Y'all stay tuned for more and more things. Got a new podcast segment I'm creating, thinking of, so y'all get ready for that, man. And as always, 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 on your best day, be better. Think about it. 20 Game Sports. I'm out. Peace.